You got a requirement where you have to align 3 items in a row. However, after doing all the HTML and CSS, you end up with a weird bug where only 2 items are getting fit in a row. How to fix this issue? This is what we are going to learn today. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, while fixing this particular bug, we are going to learn about a very important concept, which is box model in CSS. This is one of the most important and the fundamental concept. Every web developer should be aware of it. Before we get into that detail, let's first look into debugging this issue and fixing that, and then we will jump to the box model and also how these two things are related. When I say two things, basically this bug and box model. Okay, so the first step what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look into the code, that how our HTML structure and CSS is written. So and before that, the first thing which I can think of that what is causing this bug is that might be the width of the container. The outer container is smaller as compared to the width of my items. So this is what I'm gonna keep back of my mind. So what I'm gonna do is I'm on Chrome. I'm gonna use DevTools to inspect this issue. To check how my HTML is looking, I have section as a container, then I have divs, which is fine. In div, I have heading, p tag, button tag. Okay, all looks good. Now, step 2, to look into the CSS. And as I told you that my first intuition is that the outer container width is smaller and the inner container divs or the inner container items width would be larger. So let's look at the section. It has width of 900 px. Okay, fine, sounds good. Now let's get into the div, and the width is 300 px. Okay, now in a 900 px container, I want 3 items of 300 px. So 300 into 3, which is 900. So the widths are absolutely correct, but still this issue is there. So what is wrong? Now we will be moving to the second part, that what exactly causing this issue. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you one thing. So what if you will hover any of the div on the browser, you will see that particular div is getting highlighted, and with that you are getting a tooltip. That tooltip has the div and 2 numeric value. The first one is width and the second one is the height. If you will notice, the width there is 323 rather than 300. Though in our code we have declared the width of the div to be 300 px. Then why this is coming 323? And now what you can see that because when our code is getting rendered on the browser, the width is no longer 300, it is 323, and it is more than our container can adjust, because container width is 900 and we have 3 divs with width of 323, which is more than 900. That's why this particular bug is coming. So now we are able to understand that what is causing this bug. But the real issue is that how to fix this bug and from where these 23 extra pixels are coming. This is what we are gonna fix. To understand from where these extra pixels are coming, we need to do some learning about a very important concept, which is box model. So before we jump into that, I wanted to show you one thing. When you will click on computed, you will see this visual representation of the selected div. Now what this visual representation is? This visual representation is showing you that how your div is getting rendered on your browser. Which means is when you will hover on any of this rectangle, the corresponding things will, or the properties will get highlighted on the browser also. Example, right now I am hovering on the innermost div, and you will see on the browser that blue color is getting highlighted. When I move to the another container, the green part gets highlighted on the browser. Similarly, the yellowish part also, or orange color, which get highlighted. Now what are these? The most important thing I want you to focus on is the innermost one. This says 300. Looks like a familiar number. This is the width of our div. So this blue container is actually our div of 300 px, and this height is auto because we haven't provided any height. So this is our actual div of 300px. Now from where these padding is coming or border is coming, for that we have to go back to the style, and you will see that we have implemented padding and border also. So these are these values. Now why I'm talking about this? The reason I'm talking about this is because this is box model. What box model says is that whenever you have an element and you are providing padding or border to it, the value of padding and border will get added to the height and width of that particular element. Which means is, though we have declared 300px, but we have also provided padding and border. So these values are getting added into 300. But how they are getting added? So here you need to understand that we have padding top, bottom, left, right, and same we have border. When we are talking about the width, the left and right values will get added to the width. So we have 10 to the left, 10 to the right, which is 20. So 300 plus 20, which become your 320. Then we will go to the border. Same, left 1.8, right 1.8. That would be your 3.6. So in 320 plus 3.6, which will add to 323.6. And if you will just hover it back, this is the exact number you are getting. So now you know from where these extra pixels are coming. These extra pixels are coming because of the border and the padding you have declared to your in your code with this particular div. And this whole concept is known as the box model. I will repeat again. Box model means that if you have property padding and border, these properties will get added to the width and height of your element. So that is why it is very important to understand that from where these extra pixels are coming, because we assume that we have given 300px fixed width, then it should render 300px on the browser. Okay, now another thing, if you will see margin, and this dash, which means that we haven't declared any margin, which is true. But one important thing is margin has no impact on the values of your width and height. So even if I will add margin 10px, it is not gonna add to the value of the width of the div. Only border and padding can do that. Okay, always remember margin has no impact on the box model concept. Okay, now we know the issue, but how to solve it? So the one thing is, you will say, I will just make it to 323.6 so that it can work. No, it is not gonna work. Why? Though you have increased the width of your div to 323, but if you will hover, the width is keep increasing. Why? Box model. The reason is because now your width is 323, but your padding and your border is still there, so it's still adding those values in your div. So how we can solve this? There are two ways to do that. The one is the old way. So first I'm going to show you the old way, and then we are going to see the new way. In the old way, what we used to do is, now I know that I have padding 10px and border, padding left and right, which is 20. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to subtract 20 from my width. So it will become 280. And same I'm going to do with border. I have 2px left, 2px right, which is 4. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to subtract this. So that would be 4, right? So 7, 6. And this is how you fix it. But the problem here is that the moment you are going to increase your padding or any value, what will happen is that everything is going to get... Oh, sorry, I'm increasing the border radius. Let me increase the... So yeah. So if you will see, the moment you will increase the padding or the border, any change will happen. Again, the same issue will come. So whenever you are changing border or padding, you need to again reduce your width. So you have to do all these recalculation again and again whenever there is a change is happening, which is very frustrating, not a good way of doing it. So what is the better way and what is the recommended way? So we have a property known as box sizing, and it provides you two property, border box and content box. What we are going to do is, we are going to stick to border box. What border box does it says that you don't need to do any calculation. I will handle it. So you are free to give the width whatever you want to give. You are free to give padding. You are free to give border, and I am gonna handle that. So if you will see now, when you hover over the div, the width is coming exactly what you have given in your code, which is 300 px. And if you will go to the computed one, you will see the calculation which I was showing you in the old way, the browser is doing it for you. So now you don't need to worry about doing anything. So now if I will go back and increase my padding, it is not gonna break your design. It will still remain the way we want it. The reason is because of the property box sizing border box. So this is what box model CSS is, concept is, and this is how you debug a issue and fix issues like this. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching.